Hey, I'm about to sit down with Kurt with Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls. We've got some big changes in their lineup. Two big changes in particular are about their bugle tubes. They've done something super innovative that I haven't seen done before. Kurt's going to break it down here shortly and see what is so new and innovative about these new calls. Then, yeah, last I've got is the Javelina call, which I just hunted Javelina for the first time here just this last month, and one thing that shocked me was how vocal they are with each other. Mm-hmm. So yeah, kind of if you could speak to the Javelina call, and I think it's kind of a growing species that guys are now going after. So
yeah, unfortunately, there's only just a few states in the U.S. we can hunt them in, and then of course Mexico. I've hunted them a couple of times. I myself was in Arizona this year. I was lucky enough to draw a tag, and there was a group of us down there hunting. And I did again. Javelina are just like anything, turkey or deer, or whatever, or I'm sorry, elk, or even a deer for that matter. You're not going to call one in every single time you call to it, but right. When you do, it turns into one of the craziest hunts in the world. What our Javelina call is it's basically just a form of a distressed predator call. I apologize, I didn't bring that with me, but we come out with the Atomic 13 series in the aluminum Predators last year. This would be replicated down towards that. The size of it is very similar to like our little raspy one. It just has a different voice in it for a different pitch to get the Javelinas all fired up. But what you're doing with Javelina, typically on those, you're just replicating a sound of hopefully a young Javelina that's wounded or distressed or something. And what that's doing is it just kicks in the herd mentality, and they all come piling in to see what's going on. Well, as luck would have it, if that happens, then obviously you're going to get a nice close shot with them. Javelina are unique to hunt. You don't typically with them like you would an elk, say, or a critter that you're calling to blindly where you don't see them. Javelina, it's much more successful to use a call once you've located them, and then you can see how they react, and you call to them either it's not necessarily blindly, but like unbeknownst to them, all of a sudden this distress sound comes from wherever and tries to get them. Or another incredibly effective way is when you bump them, you can call them back. A lot of the Eastern turkey hunter guys learned years ago that in the fall when you hunt turkeys, they're really flocked up. You can go in and crash a flock of birds, sit down, and call those birds back to you. Very similarly, you can do that with Javelina in the same situation. If you bump a group of them, you just sit right down and you call with one of those, and they'll come back. And then, like you said, that's when you get to realize how vocal they are. And they start making noise, and they're grunting, and they're squeaking, and they're squawking and carrying on, coming back to you from that. So
that's awesome.
It's just a little call that's designed to just really step your Javelina hunt into something way beyond a spot and stock hunt.
Sweet. That's awesome. No, that's a great addition to the lineup. I think that we pretty much answered any of the questions that I had or that any of our guys have asked us. So thank you a ton for the breakdown. Tons of awesome new stuff. We're all super excited. And I'm sure we'll get plenty of calls, and I think we'll have a little bit better direction on which way to steer one person this way or that way. So thanks Absolutely. A ton.